We're very excited to be partnered with Naira for the rest of 2023. We will cover Saturday racing each week on the Players Podcast, as well as daily analysis at inthemoneypodcast.com. Be sure to look out for our picks on the Naira.com website under the picks, plays, and promotions page. Make sure you don't miss Saratoga Live across the Fox family of networks, including 6 weeks in a row of shows on Big Fox. For a full schedule of coverage, please visit inthemoneypodcast.com/TV. Hello and welcome to the In the Money Players Podcast. I am not your host, PTF. You know what I'm going to say already. He's gallivanting somewhere around Europe. He says he's not coming back until Saratoga, which, I mean, that's a long time, right? I mean, don't you have a job? Don't you need to be here to be doing something? I am your host, Jonathan Kinchen. And a little bit of a different view here, a more attractive view than typically on these airwaves. No offense to all of the beautiful ladies that work here, but I am a little bit partial. My co-host for today, we're going to do a Saratoga preview, is my wonderful wife, Jovanina Salivo Kinchen. Hi, honey. How are you?
Hi. It sounds interesting with the Salivo Kinchen as newlyweds.
I know. In the corner right there, I put the Kinchens because for some reason we have two cameras set up. Pete's never had the tech to be able to do this. Boy, JK pulled it off, but I can't put a name over here. I can only put one here, so we just went with the Kinchens.
Sounds nice. It's a good ring to it, babe.
All right. Well, Rigatoni's running around somewhere. Austin's back there. He'll probably drop something or make some noise throughout this show. But Pete and I have done this a few times where we kind of get people ready. Pete obviously has a house up here. I've spent a lot more time here than in the past. I was usually just a summer person, but now I've been snowed on and all those things. But we like to set people up who are coming in town to hang out for the weekend or for 2 weeks or the entire month of just like the places to go, the food, the nightlife, and even some tricks of the trade in terms of what to do on the dark day. So you obviously have been living here since 2017, but you've been coming more than I have for more summer than I have.
I've been coming since 1990, the first year I was born. So
I guess you would have missed the first year you were born, so you didn't come till the next.
I was born in October. I was technically in my mom's belly though, and they still came, so it counts.
So, but it's also like another fun perspective is you kind of get the degenerate side of it with Pete and I. But there's another aspect that you'll be able to provide as well with some of the fun lady things. I'm sure we have some lady listeners, but we also have husbands of and significant others of ladies that might need some of these tricks of the trade that you have.
I bring a lot to the table on that aspect of it. There's a lot of things we do great as a family, and it's horses, shopping, and cooking.
So I think the first thing we'll start with is we're going to get to all of our favorite dinner spots, but I think we would be silly to not attack our favorite dinner spot first. We'll go there first. And a wonderful building and a wonderful restaurant on 55 Phyla that is the place that kind of helped me find you. So it's obviously special for us, but it's also special for you. You and your brother, Ronnie, started the business in 2017. And it's become the most popular restaurant, I think, even not just you and I say that. I think other people say that in Saratoga.
It was 2018. It's okay. 17. Don't worry about it.
I wasn't here.
It obviously is very near and dear to my heart. It's something I built with my brother, Ronnie, and now my two brothers have taken it and run with it, and which leaves me a lot more free time to hang out with you and actually dine there, which is really fun. It's true family owned and operated restaurant, and every single thing is homemade. And my family, my parents are there all the time as well, helping. They put their heart and soul into it. And I think you definitely feel that as a customer.
I did. I felt it. All right. So let's talk through my favorite items on the menu, and then I'm going to make you pick of your few favorites. So the one that I ate the most, I eat there so much now and I ate there a lot then, but you've also opened my eyes to other things on the menu.
Someone had to.
Yeah, someone had to. Veal chop parm is my favorite. Tell everyone a little bit about veal chop parm.
So the veal chop is pounded down so it gets nice and thin and tender, and then you make Parmesan style, breadcrumb it, top it off with our traditional Sunday sauce, some nice melted fresh mozzarella, and like regular shredded mozzarella, bake it nice in the oven. I mean, it's perfect. And I was always astonished that you ate it at every single meal the first summer I met you, especially when it was maybe 95 to 100 degrees outside.
Well, you make fun of me now about that. Now is like when I go to a restaurant, I find something I like. I don't want to take a chance of getting something that's not very good. But Joey actually turned me on to my next favorite thing on the menu, which is Salivo style calamari.
It's
Calamari.
Good job, honey.
Thank you.
It's been in my family for many generations. Fry the calamari. I'm going to just say it like that so I don't get made fun of, I feel. Fry the calamari, toss it in homemade marinade or marinara sauce with hot and sweet vinegar, peppers, capers, and Kalamata olives. So it takes out the aspect of having to dip the calamari, which I think is what you got everything into your mouth faster. I think that's what my family, why they liked it like that.
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense. Some of my other favorites, chicken scarp, I'm a huge fan of. Fra Diavolo, which is a little trickier in the summer because it's I think it's better like in the winter, but because it's hot.
It's
seafood.
Still seafood.
So you're in off the goalpost there.
A few of the tricks about Fra Diavolo is that it does just come with shrimp on the menu, but you could always add clams or add clams and scallops or get really fancy and add a lobster tail.
Wow.
I know.
See, you didn't tell me that
we had the clams and shrimp the other night.
It was delicious. Okay, so now those are the things that I eat. You often eat things that I don't. Rigatoni's here. I knew he was going to be because why wouldn't he?
He loves his mama.
Yeah. What are some of the pork chop salad thing you've been getting lately?
Yep. So that's the pork chop Milanese, and it honestly is a perfect summer dish because it's Milanese is you could get it with chicken cutlet, veal chop. It basically means it comes from the Milan region in Italy, and it means you fry a piece of meat and serve it with a salad. So the pork chop Milanese is one of my absolute favorite. My brother Ronnie makes a homemade hot cherry pepper, like hot sauce that goes on it, and then serves it with like an Italian chopped salad. It's phenomenal.
My other favorite thing about the menu, before you get to your next one, is Salmonology Gigi has nothing to do with you. You don't even eat it that often.
I think they just wanted to name a dish after me when I went to retirement, I guess you could say. And yeah, I enjoy salmon. I mean, I don't like it that much. I think it has to do with the fact that it's like the lobster bisque arancini, like risotto, like rice balls. I do love lobster bisque. So I don't know. I have no idea where that came from, but I'm going to run with it.
Okay. And then your other favorite thing that you do a lot is, and it's great because it's your parents and your family's special meatballs, the meatball salad thing you like to kind of throw together from
phenomenal, especially in the summer.
It's not on the menu though, right?
It's not in the menu. This would be a special order. It's the traditional enchilada that's like on the menu, and then you add 2 meatballs with hot sauce on top of it. So it kind of melts, like it basically wilts the salad, but it still is like very, refreshing and nice for like an outdoor dining experience.
Okay, beverages. The famous Salivo spritz. Oh, give something else?
I want to mention one more thing, which is the souffrite, which you ate, and he had an entire sandwich of it yesterday, which is 4 generations old recipe, and it actually is veal heart, and that comes back to the menu every single summer for summer clientele because they love it.
Look, if you didn't tell me what it was the first time, I would have tried it and not had any problems, but you threw me off a little bit when I found out what it was. But yesterday, I did
a giant sandwich, and then I didn't tell Austin what it was, and I got him to eat it, and he loved it. I pranked him.
Yeah. Okay. So look, there's obviously 100 other things on the menu now. Well, before we talk to people about the best way to try to get in, because as someone who ran the front of house for so long, I think you probably know some tricks. Mm-hmm. The drink menu, though, the Salivo spritz, the horse that our friends at Adelphi named after the Salivo spritz, she's still figuring it out. But the drink, how about that one?
Drink is phenomenal. So refreshing. Prosecco, club soda, and Aperol spritz on ice. A nice squeeze of orange in there. I mean, we were just in Italy, and Jonathan hated Aperol spritzes before going to Italy, and then he was drinking about 7 a day.
Well, I mean, everyone else was doing it. What they say, win in Rome, hun.
Oh, good one.
I know you like that one. All right. So The wine list too, and I'm not putting you on the spot. I just think you know, but Joey, or maybe has it not been announced that they've won that thing yet?
I don't think it's been announced yet.
They have a good wine list.
It's a very good wine
We'll
list.
leave it at that.
Yes.
All right. Now, best way, Joseph, obviously the person you want to try to contact.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever need to get his number, reach out to me. If I know you, I'll help you. If I don't, I'll tell you I don't have it. Just because I don't want Joey to get mad at me that I'm having to help, whatever. But what's your trick? If you want to try to walk in on a night, which is an impossibility, how would you recommend doing it?
Definitely the off hours. And I know that's not ideal for people who are on vacation. They do open 4:00 and they stay open basically until people stop coming. There's, it technically says we close at 11 or 10 or something like that. But if people keep coming, they're going to keep serving food. Going in earlier is amazing. But the little secret is that there are always a few tables of 2 left open for walk-ins. Some nights those get thrown out because we have to push them together for parties of 16 or whatnot. But I always recommend always trying, and they're going to give you a realistic time of what the wait is. But also, they're on Resi now. So Resi.com, you could also add yourself to like the notify list on that. And if someone cancels, you get notified immediately.
The other trick that I would say too is if maybe after the steak, go after the steak race on the feature on that day, like go straight there. Like don't wait for the last to then show up when there's 98 people there, but maybe try to go a little bit early. Or if you don't really care about the steak race, maybe look for an earlier dinner, maybe show up when they open and see if maybe you can kind of sneak in somewhere. But it is tough. It's tough,
It's tough. And if you know you're coming in the end of August, call now.
Yeah. And the other thing too, we'll talk about this place, but a couple of places. There's a couple of places to grab a drink. So you could also maybe pop down or, try to get on the wait list. Joey will tell you 40 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour, whatever. Then you can go maybe like pop to another spot, have a drink. And we have a couple of those
always
places.
Keep in mind at those big race days, the Whitney, Travers, a lot of people do end up drinking a little bit too much. So sometimes people don't show up. So it's always worth stopping by and asking.
It's very funny that you say that. And I love people giving people some inside information when we do these things. But it was funny to me when you told me, I thought when we first started talking about the restaurant, you told me that Travers night is not actually the busiest night of the year because so many people get wasted and don't show up.
They get so drunk. I had to put a man's shoes on him for him one time. It was terrible. And he was elderly. His feet were not cute. It was really bad.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. So we got the Salivo hit in. Not that they're a sponsor. We just, obviously it's, want to take care of the fam and it's my favorite place. I'm going to be there. We have reservations Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. Mm-hmm. We don't usually use them all the time, but we use them to help friends who ask for them. So it works out. So we'll be there quite a bit. I love sitting outside. I like people walking by. Inside, you don't get as much walk by.
Social butterfly, Jonathan.
Well, it's funny. I'm a fan of racing. It's cool to after a day of races to see someone walking by, to see Andy Serling walking by. I enjoy that.
That's why I loved working there in the summer. The winter, the summer was great.
I've never told this story before, but I'm going to tell it now. I made the Andy Serling joke. One time, Jovanine and I came to the restaurant and Andy was sitting outside and we walked by him and when he saw me, he was sitting with, I don't know who he was sitting with, but he walked by me and he kind of put his hand up to me like this, don't talk to me right now. I'm busy. And so now when we get mad at someone in public, we just do this to them. When we see him, because he did his hand like this. So
yeah, it was weird.
That happened to Steve. All right. So let's jump into the rest of this stuff. We got a lot of stuff to cover. We're going to probably go for another 30 minutes, maybe 45. But before we do that, I do want to take a small little break for some of our partners. Horseshoe Indy listened to its supporters and removed the straight fire pick 6 jackpot and replaced it with a second pick 5. Now, the first 5 thoroughbred races will include a pick 5, and the last 5 thoroughbred races will include a late fire pick 5. Both have an industry low takeout of 11.99%. Other wagers include 2 pick 4s, and both have a lower takeout of 15%. Horseshoe Indy will also host 2 NHC qualifiers, Friday, July 7th, Saturday, July 8th, 2 separate contests. Both are live money, 2 seats on Friday, 4 seats on Saturday, Indiana Derby Day. All right. So we've got the Slevo thing down. Now, how are you going to get to Saratoga? This isn't something that I'm probably better at this than you are, but because you've lived up here so long and also lived in the city, I think you know some of the tricks of the trade. Let's talk airports.
Okay.
Albany, obviously. What's the other one? The one that you always talk about in Connecticut? Bradley, another one. I've done some Boston that works fine. It's a 3-hour drive. You can get a car service. It's not the easiest, but man, like I always say, like if you can get a direct flight to Boston or JFK and then have a car for 3 hours, you're almost going to end up in the same position if you fly through Charlotte or Philly or Detroit or Chicago.
The cool thing is if you do fly into JFK or LaGuardia, any of like the New York airports, you could take the train.
I'm a huge train fan.
Oh, you love it.
Well, because I can handicap on the train easier than I can in the car.
Is it because I make you drive constantly?
Well, that's a whole nother thing we can talk. I think maybe we could save that for like maybe a couples counseling session. But I've been waiting to tell you this, and I think this is a safe place to do it. I'm actually really tired of always driving and you're on your phone because I can't be on my phone. I have to drive. Mm-hmm. So I entertain me. Talk to me. Let's tell a story.
We'll save it for therapy.
Okay. But you're on the phone and I'm not, and I can't.
So excuse me. Okay. I'm doing a podcast.
I'm sorry.
So the train it's Amtrak. It's out of the new Mayan. Am I not pronouncing that correctly?
Something with an
Penn
M.
Station.
Yeah, Penn Station.
Penn Station. And it goes Amtrak. And then in the summer, you could go into Albany, Rensselaer. But
30-minute car ride.
Yeah, 30-minute car ride. But in the summer, they add a ton of trains that actually take you right to Saratoga train station, which is right off West Avenue. Super convenient and easy. And there's always taxis there waiting to get you and take you to where you have to go.
So, yeah, I mean, look, because getting to Albany is hard. And the other thing that I haven't had to experience, I haven't dealt with the pains of it before or recently, but I have in the past, is because, and I heard this from someone, the way that Albany's airport is and the size of the planes that fly into Albany's airport, they do have some trouble sometimes with the weather that comes, that they have to cancel flights. Like flights get canceled more in the summer in Albany than otherwise. So if you can avoid that anyways. The other thing I will say is if you have an early morning flight, I learned this coming
it's
here.
Saratoga track season. Don't have an early morning flight.
It's true. But if you're like me and you need to get that last Saturday in, but you got to be home on Sunday and you take the early morning flight, you cannot get maybe in the summer. I don't try. I wouldn't take a chance of getting an Uber at 4:45 in the morning. I would book a car service and try to get it that way. And the car service I use charges me way too much. So I'm not going to plug them on here, but I'm going to send this to them. And if they give me a discount, then I will, but I'm not going to.
You'll come back for them.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to get a discount.
Oh, trust me. I know. I mean, if we didn't get one yet, there's no shot. So I would definitely do that. I'd book a car.
Yes. Ubers aren't insanely reliable here. In the summer, they get better to just go, back and forth to downtown, but on off hours, not the best.
Tricky, but you can walk a lot of places.
Yeah.
You can walk a lot of places. All right. Let's get back on the food, but let's start from the mornings.
Okay.
Breakfast in Saratoga always kind of, I eat breakfast, I feel like in the summer more than any time because I'm up, if you're popping to the track or whatever. One of my favorite places out as a pure racetracker is the Horseshoe because it's right by the track.
And it serves alcohol.
That is also true. But I'm not like the mimosa. I mean, yes.
Mimosas and pint glass type of place. I mean, it's one of those, you're a little hungover, want that good greasy breakfast and see a bunch of people that are about to go to the racetrack. That's your spot. It's
good. Austin, I like their sausage patties. I'm a patties man.
Yep.
Austin loves the chocolate pancakes, but it's also just like it's cool. Like, because it's
they renovated it. Did you notice that?
Inside?
Yeah. They did like a little addition, a little renovation, and they're renovating outside, which is kind of cool.
No, I didn't notice that.
We drive by it every day.
Oh, well, you know what's funny though?
You're driving.
I'm driving and you're looking at the renovation. I don't get to do that. The other place, we didn't talk about this too, but if this is a hack, if you somehow know someone who has a golf cart, you can get to the backside without having to do it. You don't need to show anything.
Yeah.
They let golf carts in, like their licenses. If you walk in and you're on TV at Saratoga every day, they'll stop you. But I had to pull up my YouTube one time and show the guy Cart Talk to prove to him that I was allowed to be back there because I didn't have my badge with me. It was uncomfortable. There's a spot on the backside that's like where the 6 furlong pole is that you can eat breakfast. It's fun. There's always people there, like Angel Cordero like hangs out there on his golf cart, but like Irad and Jose will come by to say hi to people, and trainers and all. So it's fun. I don't know what it's called.
I don't know what it's called, but like their breakfast sandwiches are known in town to be some of the best.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. And
speaking of breakfast sandwiches, though.
Yes. What are you on?
So if you're looking for a quick breakfast as well, Saratoga Coffee Traders on Broadway, phenomenal. There's something about the English muffin. I don't get it. It's just so good. Yeah,
Austin loves it, and they deliver every day except for, I found this out, they deliver every day except for Saturday and Sunday. I think maybe Sunday too. But during the week they'll deliver on DoorDash.
But you could also, if they don't deliver, you could do DoorDash pickup.
Yes.
Because sometimes the line is wild.
It is.
But then they also have the coolest like lattes. They have like a chocolate banana latte and like, I don't know, you get
French
one
toast. Well, you don't need to tell
you get
them.
one that has like 17 different sugars in it, and you're like, oh, let me go half the chocolate to think it's healthier.
That's a private conversation. Why are you telling people about my coffee order?
So if not a fast, you've never been to this next place I'm going to mention, which I find to be offensive as being somebody that's come to Saratoga so long. Compton's.
No, I've never been. Is it on Broadway?
It's right on Broadway. It's like, when you walk into a place and you step back in time.
Yeah.
It has like the wood booths that are like yellow and orange. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like it's an older diner, basically. You're in and out extremely quickly, which is nice for some people, but the food is good. And like the biggest trick my dad does every morning, and he says instead of hash browns, he gets French fries because they serve like lunch all day too.
Where would we come back from? And your dad, like the next day after a bunch of travel, like your dad's, I'm going to Compton's tomorrow morning. Do you remember what that was?
I forget.
Maybe the Bahamas, maybe we came back from. And
they also have sausage patties, though. I know how much you love a sausage
patty.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of that. Other breakfast spots. I mean, obviously, like Uncommon Grounds is cool. Like their bagel sandwiches are great, but it's just the line gets a little bit offensive.
It's crazy. But once you get in there, it moves quickly.
Yeah.
Then another sit-down place, that doesn't serve like alcohol or anything. It's Sweet Mimi's right next to Salivo and Phyla. But their line is so long. But the coolest thing is if you get there and there's a wait, you could pop over to Congress Park, take a little walk, and go back.
I thought you were going to say that you could sit, you could take a chair from the Salivo vestibule.
Also, another thing that people do is they get Sweet Mimi's to go because they somehow think that's going to be faster, and then we'll go and sit at the Salivo outdoor tables that they're like setting up and completely dine there. Wild.
All right. Let's see what else is there. Oh, another kind of tricky breakfast thing. If you want to go to Saratoga to the track, you can hit Dunkin' Donuts, the Dunkin' in the track,
or you could do breakfast at the track.
I've never done that.
You sit in
the
grandstand? Clubhouse. The clubhouse it's not gonna. There's no such thing as the clubhouse. No, like down in that restaurant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never done.
And you get breakfast at the track, and you could watch like horses breeze, if you will.
Don't try to show off. Oh, that was good, honey. No, the floor's coming up right there. That's good. Okay. Lunch. Wait, do we have the mornings covered? Let's quickly talk backside real quick, since we're talking about the morning. One of my favorite parts about Saratoga, obviously, is the morning. I did this exercise one time. I told you about it, where someone asked me, like, what's your happiest place you can think of in the world, anywhere, anything. And I answered on a golf cart with my family in the morning at Saratoga. Like, it's just something about it's amazing. There's the main track, obviously, where you can go and you'll see horses breezing on the dirt. You'll see, Todd and Chad and Brad Cox and Christoph and Dave Donk and everyone. They'll selectively breeze horses on the main, and you can sit basically in the grandstand and watch horses breeze. And it's fun. You can kind of bring your own thing or whatever. The other trick is, and I can't remember when turf works are. It moves. I want to say it's like Mondays or Sundays or Tuesdays or whatever. But you can go to the Oklahoma. You can also see horses train. You can stand on the rail, and Todd will be standing on the rail with his binoculars, and Chad will be in the stand, and they do turf breezes over there, and that's the most fun because you get to see like the big horses turf breeze. You get to see Wesley's 2-year-olds, Chad's 2-year-olds. You get to see, up to the mark, for instance, the really good Rapoli St. Elias horse that Todd has now. That's the type of horse that will breeze there. In Italian for Chad, we'll breeze at. I know you like an Italian. We'll breeze on the Oklahoma, where so you can, it's always fun to do that in the morning as well. And you can just walk right in. You don't need to have any badge or anything. You can just walk right in and watch that. So that's fun in the morning. Okay, let's go lunch.
Okay.
I enjoy a beer, right? So occasionally I'll go to Druthers because you can sit outside in the patio. The menu at Druthers is tricky because it's like it's if you're trying to like not health violate in the middle of the day, it's hard to pull that off. You're talking about burgers, fried stuff, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. They got like 3 salads. The one that I love, they don't have anymore. What's your favorite lunch spot? Summer lunch spot?
Summer lunch spot? I enjoy Cantina because they do have, healthier, if you will, options. But plus, since I don't drink beer, so a margarita sounds nice.
Yeah, Cantina's and this is I'm just gonna be honest. Like Cantina, especially from someone who's from Texas, Cantina is if you just have to order right there. First time I ever went, I ordered like queso and fajitas, and it's like not queso and fajitas like from someone from Texas.
Yes,
I love their like the taco salad we often get. What's the move we do?
Chicken tinga.
Chicken tinga.
Take off the regular grilled chicken and put on chicken tinga.
Chicken tinga.
Their
quesadillas are good.
Their quesadillas are like surprisingly really good.
Yeah, delicious. And they have a bunch of tequila. Funny story about Cantina. A friend of mine gave me a $500 gift card to Cantina one time. And he had like got it from someone else. It wasn't like he got me the gift. He like got it from someone else and he gave it to me. And I went there with, I don't know who I went with. I didn't go with you, which I've heard about 15
Robert,
times.
your friends.
Yeah, Robert, Mike V,
Texas.
and someone else too. I feel like Joey was with us, but he wasn't, I don't think.
Maybe.
But I did everything in my power to spend the $500 on not 1 ounce of food. We were just ordering as many, like, how much is that tequila up there? And we were ordering it. So it's a fun place to hang out in the bar. They have the patio.
They opened up the rooftop too, which is cool.
I've actually never been.
You
only go when I'm not here.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's fun up there, and it's a cool vibe. It's not huge. It's not like an overwhelming rooftop. It is a little small, so there's not a ton of seats for everybody, but I don't know. It's fun. They like loud music, hanging out, and you're like not in a club, but you still kind of have the same vibe of that, which is kind of fun.
And it's not Caroline Street, which we'll talk about.
It's not Caroline Street.
Morrissey's, we do that sometimes for lunch, sushi.
Yes.
It's not sushi like New York City sushi, but
I love it.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm not mad at it at all.
A cool place that I'm not even sure if we've gone together. They sell wine and beer only, but it's in the Saratoga marketplace, and it's down and like behind if you're going from Broadway. It's called Comfort Kitchen. It's owned by young people, and it's a kind of like Brooklyn type vibe. And they have really, really great food, good salad options too. And it's kind of like order at a counter and they bring it to you, and they serve like local beer and wine only. It's pretty cool. There's indoor and outdoor seating. We'll go.
This is unbelievable. I'm sure you all have been in a situation with your significant other where you sit around, you're like, what are we going to eat today? What are we going to eat today? And then it almost turns into like a fight because like you can't figure it out. This happens to us. And I just like announced this place that like I want to go to. I don't know. It took a podcast for you to come up with that one.
Sorry.
Okay, honey. What else lunch-wise? Do I have anything else written down here?
Oh, a cool place that just opened up. It's kind of lunch, but also easy dinner options if you want to maybe segue into dinner. It's PDT Market. It's a market that opened up on Railroad Place.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think what it's like the best way to give it a comparison of where it's at.
Division, it's like right off Division. It's right near the movie theater.
Yes.
It was the old like limited Market 32, if anybody remembers that. And has apartments above it. But it has turned into a cool grocery store plus bar. Like and restaurant, I guess. There you could sit down at the bar area and order off a full menu. You could also go and to a counter and order salads, or there's a hot bar option, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of got to feel like if you're from a bigger city, it has to feel like a small Whole Foods.
Or like an
Very small.
Italy or like a Chelsea Market type vibes.
Yeah. You get flowers. You can also get a glass of champagne.
They also have like a crazy charcuterie area where like you go and make your own. They also have a Moe vending machine.
I knew you'd like that one. And it's actually there's a coffee shop right down the street from it called Spot. So it's like between Spot and the movie theater. So if you've been here, you know Spot and the movie theater. It's like right in between there, and that's a cool place. Like I actually I've said I could see myself sitting going in there and like handicapping on a Tuesday or whatever, and like looking at the races coming up and like have a beer and have a sandwich or whatever, or salad or.
And they do some cool events too. So if you follow them on social media and stuff, they'll like post stuff. They do happy hour, I think every day, 4 to 6. They have live music. I don't know. It's kind of, you could also go in there and get they do like family style meals to go if you're in a home and you want to cook one night or something. I don't know. Yeah. It's a good option.
Yeah. And I think it's look, we're Market 32ers and we go to Market 32 and outside of the self-service machines being the worst in the world, it's fine. You know what I mean? For meat and vegetables. But I think this place is probably a little bit elevated.
Yeah.
It's expensive, but it's a little elevated.
They have like a $75 truffle butter.
See, I didn't notice that.
Oh no.
I saw the ice cream section.
The ice cream section. They have Arethusa from my home state, Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Really good ice cream, guys.
CT. All right. So let's go speed round lunch places, and then let's talk about what you eat at the track, what we eat at the track, all of our favorite spots at the track.
Lunch again or dinner?
Lunch. We're going to lunch. Speed round. Is there, we're forgetting places. Well, 550 people who know the waterfront place got bought by Druthers. Druthers runs it now. So it's Druthers menu. We went the other day for the first time. Cool views. It's like I said, same thing I talked about Druthers. It's like if you want to go and have a burger or whatever, watch the first couple of races before you head over, or you want to, whatever, you can do that there.
The Porch at Prime.
Good
views. Cute. Redid their menu this year.
Yeah.
A lot more kind of like I'm eating outdoors in 90-degree weather type meals.
Yeah. I like to DoorDash Chipotle. What I do.
I know you do, honey.
Okay.
I know you do.
I do. I enjoy it. Are we forgetting anything else about lunch places? I think we're good there. So before we go to dinner, let's hear another little piece of me probably talking. I think I'm going to sit over. I haven't recorded them yet. I'm probably going to move over there, which could be weird. But let's hear from some of our partners. I wanted to fill you in on the tournament schedule from our friends at Monmouth. July 22nd is the Haskell and the $1,000 Haskell handicapping contest. August 5th, the $500 Monmouth/Saratoga contest. That will be taking place on Whitney Day. So you'll have all those big races from Saratoga on Whitney Day, as well as the great racing from Monmouth. August 26th, the $800 Monmouth/Saratoga contest on Travers Day. So you're going to have all the big races on Travers Day, as well as all the great stuff they have at Monmouth Park. Make sure you check out those contests from our friends at Monmouth. July 22nd, Haskell. August 5th, Saratoga, Monmouth, Whitney. August 26th, Monmouth, Saratoga, Travers. All right. I think I probably moved. I'm just predicting ahead of time that I moved to her spot. Because look how much better her camera is than mine. Why do I look so... It's probably not.
Do you think it has something to do with the camera or just me?
It's yes, you're probably right.
Mm.
You are right, honey. Dinner. We talked a ton about Salivo, obviously my favorite place. Before we jump off of that, when I first started, I called it Salivo.
Yes.
Over and over and over again, Salivo. And then I hear you say your name all the time, and you say Salivo.
Yeah.
But your parents have told me that there's a chance that I'm right.
More importantly, Ronnie said it.
Ronnie said I'm probably
he lived
right.
In Italy, you are, but no one. It just is an Americanized version of it. It's so we just say Salivo. I mean, we were in Italy and asked so many people if they've ever seen our name, and everyone's like, no. So it's confusing. We don't know how to pronounce. Just Salivo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on the nights, we go do date nights or whatever, we go to dinner and we're in town and we go there often because, but it's also, you can make a lot of the stuff at home. So sometimes we'll just stay home and do sauce or whatever. where do you feel like our secondary dinner spot is in town? What's our next favorite?
Oh. We hit up 15 Church Patio.
They redid it, right?
They redid it.
You're on. See, when I'm driving, you're on your phone. You saw that they redid it. I didn't know that. The patio. I didn't see it because I'm driving the car.
Yeah. So they redid the patio. I prefer to sit on the patio. Inside's a little too small for me. I like the patio out there. Their menu, they changed their menu a little bit last summer. I think they're switching it up again. All I know is I saw that they were serving a ton of caviar, which is always exciting for me. So at 15 Church is a good one. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a little trickier. Like you said, our favorite spot to sit is on the patio. So in the winter when we're, you know, it's harder. Last year, I think we had every Friday we had reservations there.
I think so.
And we made most of them until the one time I gave it away and then they got mad at me. And then
it was very confusing. Yeah. Everyone was very confused.
Yeah, I know. It was a weird night. But it's fun though. It's fun. I like it there. A sneaky place is Morton's, which is in the casino, because
we call it the Racino here.
The Racino. Yeah. Okay. The Racino, because of the harness track.
Yes.
Since you're so you know, correcting me on Racino, then that means that you're going to come to the Degenerate doubleheader one Wednesday night. Do you know what that is?
Do you know what my dad used to make me do?
What?
We would go to the track and then we would go, he'd be like, let's go to dinner. And then all of a sudden we're pulling into the harness track and I got a hot dog. Like, thanks, Dad.
I don't know, Big Ron. That sounds like dinner to me. So the Degenerate doubleheader is on a Wednesday. You go to every race at Saratoga. Then you go to Pinnell's in between. We didn't talk about Pinnell's, and another Italian option. And then, we forgot another dinner place too. But we're still on dinner, aren't we?
We are.
Okay, good.
You're on a tangent here.
Sorry. Austin, I might need another beer. Not yet. So we go to, and then to the Degenerate doubleheader, you go to all day Saratoga, you go to Pinnell's in between, and then you go to every race at the harness track.
Yeah.
And because you just corrected me that's a Racino, then you'll be coming on a Wednesday.
That sounds nice. But Morton's is nice there.
Okay, Morton's nice. Sorry.
We like going and sitting in the bar area, no reservation needed. And they even have like a little bar menu. So like if you are going with people that aren't terribly hungry, they have like little like snacks, like sliders and stuff on that menu, which is cool. And it's cold and dark in there, which is sometimes nice after a long day at the track when you're hot. And the other thing too for my racing people is they do have TVs in the bar, so you'll have no problem getting Del Mar on if you want to. And they have huge martini glasses.
They are massive.
It's just nice. They charge a lot of money for them, but they're really good martinis. They charge a lot of money for them. Another fun place that we haven't gone together, but my family and we used to go like every single year together, the Wishing Well. And that's out.
It's out that way.
Yeah.
It's out that way. You gotta drive that way.
It's owned by the Lee family, who actually they own Brook Tavern too, which is like right near the track. And it's really cool in the summer. You know how much I love tomatoes. They slice beefsteak tomatoes and like put them on the table with the bread service, which I just find to be magnificent. And then they give you Saratoga olive oil and vinegar, so you make like your own little, caprese minus the cheese.
Yeah.
And there's Lazy Man stuffed lobster. They stuff their lobster with the cornbread stuffing. The Lazy Man is they obviously take it out of the shell for you, which we always used to get. Phenomenal. Lamb chops also really good.
Well, while we're on that road that we don't know about, we're going to hit two more places while we're out there.
My parents are going to kill me.
We're going to hit two places there. Which one?
Because I don't know the road.
Oh, I don't. We're going to hit Nove.
Yep.
Our friend Louis Lazzanero, his spot at Nove. To me, like Salivo, obviously in town, you want to, if you're a racing fan and you want to kind of be around and see people and see a Shug McGahee and see Todd and Chad and whatever, all, Irad and Jose and Johnny and all these things, you're part of what's great about being at Saratoga. Nove is also that place. I've never gone there and haven't seen an Ortiz brother. Mike Rapoli always hangs out in the back. I mean, it's a fun place if you're a big racing person to go.
Sure.
And Louis does a great job. It's got it just feels like there's a bocce ball court in the back, and they have pizza. It's just, and all the other Italian dishes. And then the other place on that road that we can't think about. Dairy House, ice cream. I have an ice cream category, but it seems like we're already there. So let's just.
Sorry, were you thinking of something different?
No, that's what I was thinking about.
Coffee Oreo ice cream.
Coffee Oreo.
Phenomenal.
Austin's favorite one is
Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster, which is like blue
with like Oreos and cookie dough in it.
Yeah, it's a strong hit. All right, let's keep hitting dinner.
Hamlin and Ghost downtown.
Yeah.
Difficult to get into. Definitely reservations recommended. I mean, every place you need a reservation, let's be honest. But it's the smaller places that are obviously a little harder. They do outdoor seating too, though, at Hamlet. They put out a few tables.
Yeah. Cool, like cocktail situation. Go ahead.
One of my favorite restaurants in all of upstate New York. The Log Jam, Lake George.
Ooh, it's good. Dessert, mud pie.
Not as far as like getting to the lake. It's one exit before the village. It's like where the outlets are. Phenomenal.
Well, prime rib, right?
Prime rib. This is a place that has a salad bar. That's operational salad bar.
And with the plate is cold.
The plate, you get the plate, it's cold. You also you could slice your own bread to bring it back to the table with like really warm butter.
Yeah. What is Austin's salad plate that he does? It's so weird.
Pineapple, pepperoni, and bacon bits.
And that's what he gets on his salad bar.
Yeah, nothing green, because why not?
It's a weird guy. Okay. All right. So we've hit those dinner. Let's see if there's anyone I have on here that we did. We talked Prime, obviously, Saratoga National, the golf course. You can get the Prime. Mm-hmm. We talked about the patio for lunch, but also obviously dinner, good option. When we got legally married here before we went to Italy to save on paperwork, we actually went to Prime that night for dinner. Mm-hmm. So it's obviously Giovanina Salivo approved. Here's some more that we forgot about. Fun dinner, Azuma.
Oh, fun. Interactive dinner, if you will. It's hibachi. They will be throwing stuff at you.
It's like one town over, Malta.
It's off exit 12, but it's really easy. You could take 9 the whole way too. You don't even have to get on the highway.
Yeah. Last summer, remember, Dave Portnoy was asking through a friend where dinner
in the line at Saratoga Coffee Traders.
Yeah, and we said you should go to Azuma, and they went. And it seemed like they had a good time.
They had a good time.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah.
Nove, Wishing Well, we hit those. So we hit the dinner spots. So let's go drinks now. Look, I'm in my high 30s. I'm 41, and I just can't do Caroline Street. It's just gotten to be too much, and I don't want to like talk people off of it, but it's just it's either you're shoulder to shoulder or you're getting a vodka soda in a plastic cup. I just don't.
After a cover charge and the bands.
I just don't. I just prefer. I think there's other options, right?
I definitely do. I feel like if it's your first or second time coming, you definitely have to feel it at some point. You have to go. You have to feel it out. You choose which bar based on the live music that's coming out of it. What's going to be the best fit for you?
Right.
But me, I'm like a champagne girl and a nice cold martini. So I knew they were open last summer, but they're definitely a lot more popular now. It's Bocage Champagne Bar. It's right on the top of Philo Street. Very small and intimate. You can make a reservation, which is cool. It's also like, before going to dinner, a great place to stop and have a drink. After dinner for like a nightcap, stopping and having a drink. And also if you're just looking to have snacks, they have like caviar, they have mini lobster rolls, like charcuterie boards, nothing. They don't like have a full-size kitchen, so it's nothing like crazy. But I like it there, and it's owned by 2 amazing people. So
yeah, it's a good one too. Like, and it's it's kind of in the mix. Let's back up a little bit. Let's talk immediately after the track.
Oh,
we did it twice last year in different modes. We did Ciro's once. We did the Horseshoe once. Mm-hmm. I mean, to me, if you have that kind of party vibe in you, like I would, and we did this too. We said, we're not going to eat dinner. We're just going to get home later at 10 and snack on something and go directly to one of those places and just hang out with the after racing crowd. It's a lot more fun, in my opinion, if you're looking for like a little bit more of the ragey vibe than going to Caroline Street at 11 and staying out till 2.
Yes.
Going to the Horseshoe and Ciro's. I mean, they feel very similar to me.
Horseshoe is definitely a lot younger clientele. Ciro's is a little bit of an older clientele.
Yeah. But they're both, exactly. I agree with you. They're both walkable right from the track, right
Easy.
after. You can go to either one of those places. I'm trying to think of more like nightlife stuff.
9 Maple.
Oh,
9 Maple is always a good, they do jazz. on I think Friday, Saturdays, and maybe Sundays during the summer, which is kind of fun and like a little swanky. They're known for like their espresso martinis and different types of martinis. They have so many bourbons. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, you're right.
That's always fun. I mean, if you're really looking for like a dive bar and don't really want to be like raging at Dango's, like Tin and Lint on Caroline Street, I'm pretty sure they're cash only, but they have a pool table inside, a little jukebox.
Yes, the one
Tin and Lint,
that's the one that's like
down.
like the roof is so low you like
Yep.
basically walk by it.
It's like the top of Caroline Street.
Yeah, I've had fun in there.
That's like a good dive.
Yeah.
It's a good dive. There's always going to be a dog. I'm pretty sure there's just always a dog in there every time I go.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And you got more bar. You can go more bar. I have a little.
Go.
One really cool thing is like Le Capital Tacos. They're from Albany, and they opened up in the Night Owl, but they open at like 10 p.m. So there's not much late night food option besides like McDonald's or something around here. So if you're looking for late night food options and then you don't want Pizza 7, you could go into the Night Owl and you could order actually phenomenal tacos. And they also deliver. So if you get home and you're like, oh my gosh, I think they deliver until almost 2 a.m. on the weekends. It's a little trick. We ordered it last year with Terrence. We were together and we ate it. Terrence was here.
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the one across the street from the track? Between the
Kings.
Clubhouse? Kings. Yeah, another spot you pop over
King's
to.
Tavern. So
Small,
easy to get
have
to.
drinks.
Yeah.
Racing vibes. Gary Stevens will pop in there from now and again. Do I want to try to get another break in now? No, we'll just keep powering through. Ice cream. We've already talked about Dairy House. The Ben and Jerry's downtown is fine. It's fun, right? You just pop in there. You know all the flavors because you have them in your grocery store.
They have those fun like bench swings you could sit on.
Sit outside. Austin loves to walk over and get stuff or send one of the wonderful hosts from Salivo to go grab it for him.
Literally. Wild
character.
I used to do that. I don't do that anymore.
He said he used to do it. He doesn't do it anymore.
Now I just take you.
All right, let's talk kids. We're a good transition to kids. Speaking of kids, Austin, would you mind grabbing your wonderful father another adult beverage?
I would love to.
Thank you, son. Let's talk kids.
Yeah.
So Victoria Pool.
And there's the other pool in the state park
I don't ever know the
that
name
has
of
the
it.
slides.
Has the slides.
I never know what it's called because I've never gone.
Yeah, but there's.
But I
two.
have heard that it's really nice.
Victoria Pool and then the other.
Yep.
Pete knows because he's taken Austin before.
And the cool thing about Victoria Pool is that there's a restaurant right there. So you could go and get lunch at Catherine's. You don't need to like pack a cooler and like make it this whole production because there's a bar, there's Catherine's. They have like everything for you right there.
And what's the trick there? What you don't like? I guess we shouldn't give it away, but
you're supposed to get there pretty early in the morning.
Get there early and you can.
My friend Katie's doing it for us on Saturday.
Yeah, you can lay your towel. We're going Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I don't know anything. We can lay your towel. You can put your towel there and come back in a reasonable time. Don't be a jerk.
Exactly.
Don't be a jerk. I don't want this one.
You have to drink.
No, I don't want that. I don't like that one. Okay, I'll drink it.
You are known for getting.
No,
beer.
it's hot. No, I don't want that one.
Well, I checked all the coldness levels.
No, there's one in the real refrigerator.
You've known to buy beer that you don't end up drinking.
Well, because I'm trying new things, honey.
And some more fun kid stuff.
Yep.
Both lakes. We have Saratoga Lake, which is very close. And then we have Lake George, which is about a 25-30 minute drive. I am partial to Lake George just because they remove the milfoil from the bottom of it. So it's super clean and clear.
Yep.
They do not do that at Saratoga Lake. But renting a boat on either of them, it's a great day.
Salvi Aquatic, I've had great experiences with.
Prestige just opened up in the 550 parking lot. I think it's called Prestige 518 or something.
But there's also another one right across from 550 that we rented from.
Yes.
That was good too. The guy's desk was a disaster.
That's weird.
That was the most wild thing I've ever seen. If he's watching or you talk to him or if you get to go there, go inside. His desk had more stuff on it than I've ever seen in my entire life. But there's nice boat.
Great.
We had a good time. You know, and you can get them for like 4 hours or a whole day.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways to do it. And then you can do the same thing at Lake George. The problem is you just have to get to Lake George and then you got to get back, which makes it a little bit harder.
But it's worth it. It's worth the trip. And there's also a bunch of different beaches, like in Bolton Landing, the town of Bolton Landing there's, a few beaches you could go to. You could check out the Sagamore Resort up there, which is getting lunch there is amazing. I mean, the views are just spectacular. That's just why I love it so much.
We went on like basically one of our first dates there, didn't we?
I know, and someone paid for our meal because they loved you so much.
Well, then we went somewhere else and someone paid for our meal because of you. It had nothing to do with me.
So those are great. There's also the Great Escape.
Was that a roller coaster?
You know, it's like Six Flags, the Great Escape.
No.
It's in between here and Lake George. It's in like Queensbury technically still.
All the mini golf
So much miniature golf.
at Lake George.
So much.
Yeah.
Around the world in 18 holes.
Very
Phenomenal.
good. Very
Around
good.
the US in 18 holes. Phenomenal. Or you could pull an Austin Kinchen and play both back to back. Get in 36.
Yeah, get in 36.
Get in 36.
And then one time after Lake George, we went to that little like carny looking place with the water with the bumper boats.
Bumper boats. That was almost it for
That
our
was almost it,
relationship.
yeah.
That was
Well,
almost it.
because I couldn't squirt you guys with the water gun on the thing, but you guys were just attacking me. My hair was dangling on my face. You and Austin were picking on me. It was horrible.
Yes.
It's a horrible experience. Back in Saratoga, the automobile museum, our friend Katie just went. She said it was awesome, and she's
They're
like not an
doing-
automobile person.
And it's a James Bond exhibit right now, and she said it was absolutely insane.
Right.
There was like what did she say, $7 million Ferrari or something there?
Yep.
Crazy.
And then but I think it's like there's a regular level, and then there's like the exhibit, the new exhibit.
Yep.
The Museum of Dance.
Museum of Dance is awesome, and then there's also interesting location, but right on Caroline Street, there's the Children's Museum, and it's like an interactive museum, especially if it's raining one day and you want the kids to get some energy out. It's like an interactive type museum where they play with a bunch of stuff. But also, this going to the state park and walking around is absolutely beautiful. Or going to Saratoga Performing Arts Center and seeing a show or something is great too.
Yeah. I don't know we haven't really looked at the shows. I mean, I know Guns N' Roses is coming this summer, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who are the other big ones? It's easy to find.
Dave Matthews Band, obviously, always. But then they also do the ballet and they do the Philadelphia Orchestra. Like last year, they played the entire Harry Potter score. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else is there. I'm gonna save there's a bunch. Since we have we're cheat code with having a lady, we'll do some lady stuff. But before we do that, let's just kind of run through some random things. What dry cleaners do we use? Because the dry cleaners up here, they'll try to get you.
We came back from Italy with so much stuff that I had to split it into two. We use AJ's cleaners, and then we use Feigenbaum's. There's a few different locations, but I trusted Feigenbaum's with my wedding dresses, so they're really good.
Yeah, it's like right over by the Target, and like the Lowe's and the Home Depot.
There's another location. I'm just not 100%.
And then
sure
AJ's is like basically like circular, like kind of like circular dead ends into it. Snacks, coffee. We talked about that. Like we like I like. I mean, Spot Works. What's the one by Fresh Market?
Crew Coffee.
Crew Coffee. Greg Wolf from the show. He loves their breakfast sandwiches. Like loves them more than anything. We do Saratoga Coffee Traders. We do Uncommon Grounds.
Yep.
Smoothies. What's those two smoothie places we hit?
Well, Smoothie King just opened.
Yes, over by the Chipotle.
The Chipotle, the mall, if you could call it that.
You can call it that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Smoothie King is great, and we love Bar Blends and Thorn and Roots.
Thorn and Roots. Yeah, you call it something different. So I think.
Well, because it used to be called Urban Roots, so I get confused sometimes.
Got it. Thorn and Roots.
Thorn and Roots. Thorn and Roots is in Fresh Market. Bar Blends is by like the FedEx area, like across from Congress Park.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes. If you need to print past performances, that FedEx, it used to be on the corner. It just moved a little. It's still there, but you can go there. Use the print and go feature. You email what you want to email to FedEx at print and go or whatever. Look it up. Don't take my word for it. They send you a code. You walk in and you can print your past performances there if you're traveling and you need to get those printed out. Let's go fitness, honey. Let's go fitness. When you're working on your fitness,
My favorite.
what are we gonna? Well, I open up this full calorie IPA.
So both Jonathan and I have been working with a trainer. His name is Paul Koval. He owns Caliber with a K. Kaliber Fitness. It's right on Filer Street. And it's been one of the best trainers I've ever had. And he just opened up a new spot and it's beautiful. And there's another trainer that trains in there, and his name is Shane Steele, and he goes by House of Steel.
House of Steel.
It's Stiel though.
Yeah.
So we love them. And then of course our good friend Kala at Pure Bar.
Yes, of course.
Pure Bar, right? That's right in underneath the Hamlet, like near Fresh Market area as well.
Yeah, just because, like, look, I mean, I gotta be honest. Like, it's in the summer, it's you get, it's tough. You're out. You're. I think Dave Donk said on our the JK+1 podcast that Woody Stevens said that it's not the 40 days at Saratoga, it's the 40 nights that get you.
Yes,
it's the 40 nights, and so finding a way to kind of mix it in on dark days, and Paul's like, you can do 30 minutes, you can do, and then I'm sure
group sessions.
Yeah, right. Of course, Calla, I'm sure she's got options at Pure Bar as well.
Yep, and she does a bunch of summer, class pack programs too to help people, save money and whatnot. But another great thing is that we live in Saratoga, and you're in Saratoga, so the state park. There's 5-mile loops, 2-mile trails. There's so many different things to do in the state park. To just go and walk or run or I don't know, do some lunges, whatever it is, whatever tickles your fancy.
Yeah. So we've. I'm trying to think of some other spots. Just in general, I'm with my eyes. I'm just running around random places. So another thing, pizza. Pizza's a little tricky for you because you're from the pizza capital of the world in New Haven, Connecticut, and so if it's not Pepe's or Zupardi's or Sally's, it's a hard sell. Modern, it's a hard sell for you. If you're gonna get pizza here, I know the answer. If you're gonna get pizza here, you're gonna have your dad drive to Connecticut to get it. But if that's not an option, we are gonna do a field trip, a Connecticut pizza field trip on a dark day.
It's only 2.5 hours.
It's not that far.
Dark day, head down to New Haven. It's worth it.
It is.
I mean, we ate a full pizza in the parking lot before even getting in the car. That's how worth it was.
It's amazing. It's amazing. What are you doing pizza wise here?
Gennaro's has been my favorite. I also know the owners. They're great people. It's right in the Fresh Market parking lot. They deliver. And then another one that I would love to call out is West Avenue Pizza. They have square pizzas, which some people call it grandma slices, I think.
Yeah.
And then regular pizza. And the man who owns West Ave Pizza also owns West Ave Chicken right next door, where it's just phenomenal fried chicken. Those are my two, unless I'm making it, only way I eat pizza in town.
Yeah, and it's good if you make it as well. Okay, let's think here. We have one more big thing. If you're doing lifestyle Saratoga that you have to talk about, it deserves its own segment. So I'm going to set up one more break. But before we go to that break, what else are we forgetting? Did you jot anything down that I forgot? Any other ideas? You did
a lot of things.
Oh, I forgot the lady stuff.
Well, that, but also a little health and wellness, because everyone needs the recovery aspect from the drinking.
I don't drink during the meet, honey.
So I just want to throw out a few things, more health and wellness stuff.
Hit them, and then I forgot to do the lady stuff. We got to do the lady stuff before we do the sale. Go.
What's new? Forgetting about ladies. So in the state park, the Roosevelt Baths and Spa is phenomenal. It is definitely a little shocking and terrifying when walking in, when you're like, oh, I want to, get this 20-minute bath or whatever, how long it is. The water looks dirty, but it's not. It comes from a natural spring. And when I tell you, if you feel any bit hungover and you go and you sit in this bath, you feel like a new person after. They'll give you a list of like the 99 minerals that are in it, but it is phenomenal.
Yeah,
you did
awesome.
it.
Yeah. No, I did it.
You love it.
Yeah.
You've done it multiple times, actually.
Yeah, I love it. I hit the first leg of a pick six in it one time.
Cute.
I was watching on my phone.
Oh, you were also watching basketball.
Watch basketball?
You were watching the national championship.
The tournament.
The tournament. So I think that definitely needs a shout out.
And they have like a masseuse there that's like the masseuse for the U.S. Olympic Winter Olympics team.
Something crazy.
Yeah, and he's out. He like did things I never experienced before. He's outstanding.
You could get facials, whatever you want, massages. And then another call out is Complexions on Broadway.
Yeah.
They have spa memberships, so you don't even really need to go there and get a service done. You could go and use the sauna. You could hang out in the relaxation room. There's a steam room. So just, to be able to sweat it out. But I will say my esthetician there is like the best. She gives the best facials. They have hydrofacials, ladies, dermaplaning. Her name's Hannah. If anybody, you need that plug. And another thing that they just started doing is that they brought a few nurses in on their team, and they do IV therapy. So you could go and get, your body pumped up with a little hydration, which we know we all need in the summer.
I drink a lot of water in the summer.
And if you don't want to go somewhere for IV hydration, you could get Sasha's of Saratoga come to your home and do it for you. So I don't know. It's kind of cool if you're doing like a bachelor party, or you and your guys are coming up for the weekend or ladies. And, you could tell her how many IVs you need, and she brings them over and y'all just hang out. I mean, is it counterproductive if you're drinking a beer while getting IV therapy?
No, I don't think so. I think the IV moves faster than the beer.
Okay. So
we'll try it. I mean, I need a beer to get an IV anyway, so I'm so scared. People, when we've done IV therapy a couple of times, and like I start getting nervous, and like you set me up and you make the tech laugh at me, you're like, you got all those tattoos, you're scared of needles. It's different. It's different. Honey.
It's actually really weird getting IV therapy if you've never gotten it before, because they put all the vitamins and minerals in it, and then you start tasting them.
It's awful.
But
it's fine. It's good when it's over. Okay, let's do the lady stuff.
Okay.
Because I would have never thought this, but there's a sneaky shopping place here that you absolutely love.
Mm-hmm.
I would say like 70% of your wardrobe comes from. Probably not that much, probably 65. And then let's talk nails, let's talk hair, let's talk we talked spa already.
Yeah.
So
shopping, Violet's on Broadway has been my personal favorite since I've moved up here. They sell everything, from Free People to A Goldie to Rails to, Pistola.
Guys, pause this real quick and go get your significant other. We'll wait for you.
It's amazing staff. They have so much stuff. They have so many summer dresses and, everything from florals to bright colors to something a lot more simple. They also sell shoes and handbags and jewelry. So there's not many places in this town that sell shoes. So that's pretty helpful, especially like, I don't know, you wear your heels all day and you can't wear them the next day. So might as well pop in and buy a new pair, right, gentlemen? And then a few other stores, Piper Boutique, which is also on Broadway. They just moved locations to a much bigger location. And then a new boutique just opened up right on Broadway in the old Piper location. It's called Bella V Boutique. Young entrepreneur. She's, hitting the ground running. This is going to be her second location. So, and then if you're looking for a little bit of higher end, or, not necessarily want Free People, you want a different, higher end designer, Encounter Boutique is great as well. As far as hair salons, my girl, who I love so much, she works at Wild Soul Salon, and that's actually in Boston Spa. It's just one exit away, super easy to get to, and her name is Liz. And then if not, the Chain, which recently opened up on Spring Street, is a very popular salon. And then honestly, any salon in town to just get a blowout, all doable. I've gone to a lot of them. Moving up here and finding my nail and hair place was the hardest thing. So I've been to almost all of them. And then nail salons, Jonathan could also speak highly of this place because he comes with me every single time. He gets a chocolate pedicure, and it is Spring Nails on High Rock Avenue. My girl, Dolly, I trusted her to do my wedding nails. So I trust her with my life. That means.
Yeah. And look, I've said this on these airways before. People have heard it. My favorite way to handicap is in the pedicure chair.
Yeah, you love it.
It's relaxing. You're stuck. You can't go anywhere. And you can just zone in for 45 minutes to an hour. Mm-hmm. All right. So do we miss anything, honey? Did we miss anything? We got travel. We didn't really talk hotels. The Adelphi obviously is the nicer of the nicest. The Hilton on Broadway.
Yeah.
I've had family stay there before. I've stayed there before.
But isn't there a Marriott up there too? Is there a Marriott there?
There's like a Residence Inn, I think.
Residence Inn. A sneaky one is like Saratoga Arms on Broadway.
Right. I think Reagan stayed there last year.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of fun. And then there's all like the B&Bs all on Union.
What's the place that those people stayed for the wedding?
The Brentwood.
No, yeah, the Brentwood, obviously, was a big supporter of us. The Brentwood, still super cool. But what's the place right across from Cantina?
I'm sorry?
The place across from Cantina, honey. Like
Oh.
the Motor Inn or
The Motor Lodge Inn?
Motor Lodge Inn. Is that a place?
I don't think so, but it's something like that.
Right across the street? Okay.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Stay there maybe. Hilton Garden Inn. I spent an entire summer there.
Yeah.
I haven't been back since, but I had lived there for an entire summer. No, I didn't mean in a bad way. I just haven't had.
No, I know.
Rented a house a couple times, and then I've been here. So there's, but that's a good one. And then I've
obviously Airbnb.
Yeah, find what you can find that way. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll think of something else. All right. The last thing we have to talk about in the Saratoga Lifestyle podcast that's gone on for an hour, not even counting the ads. And I told Jovanina it would be 30 minutes. So we'll see if she's upset or not. But before we do that, another word from me about our partners. We're thrilled to be partnered with Qatar Racing. Qatar Racing Chairman Sheikh Fahad has created an expansive international partnership portfolio to include the Breeders' Cup, Pegasus World Cup Turf, and of course, JK+1. Qatar Racing has over 100 horses in training, including the Great Caravel. Qatar Racing also has so many mares, foals, yearlings, and 4 top-class stallions that are over in Europe. Kamiko, Zouster, Havana Gold, and Lightning Spear. Don't miss out on the great Qatar Racing action. Learn more at inthemoneypodcast.com/Qatar. All right, so my favorite part of lifestyle in the entire meet, whenever I talk to people about Saratoga, I talk about all the big races, I talk about this, when should I come, I always say you have to come during the sale week. And if you don't know, I should probably pull this up. If you don't know, the sale is always the Monday and Tuesday after the Whitney, which is usually the first Saturday in August. So the Whitney is on the 5th. The sale is on the 7th and the 8th, the Fasig-Tipton select sale. And it's, I've always described it as being like the coolest, like, cocktail party in racing. And it's the who's who, Bobby Flay's there buying and selling $1 million horses and Rapoli's there firing away. But then there's also, the smaller guys that are buying big horses, but everyone's there. You see everyone at the sale and people can get dressed up. The ladies get dressed up. I know you've always fired away from a clothing standpoint. I always feel like I've saved a couple of shirts for the sale. It's so much fun. And if you're going to come to Saratoga, you have to like feel that part of it, but it's just weird because it doesn't make a lot of sense why it's like almost like the Met Gala of racing.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, I feel like people dress and go all in for the sale compared to like a day at the track, even if it's a big, Whitney or Travers or whatever. Everyone goes harder with their outfits for the sale. Yeah. I don't know. It's like a really cool cocktail party, but there's also horses walking around.
Yeah. And it's like, I think the vibe of it too, that's always kind of cool is like that, I think anywhere you're at and you see, there's a lot of energy. Ho, ho, yo. People are yelling, carrying on, but they're also like watching horses get run up to $2.5 million or $3 million. It's kind of exciting. And then you hear them, the horses are neighing and if you're, and the other thing too, is if one of my favorite things when I first started coming to sale was getting the book, walking around with the book and like seeing all the horses that I fell in love with. Like, oh, wow, that's the daughter of Rachel Alexandra, or, oh my God, that's Zenyatta's half, or, oh my goodness, this is the first crop from Frosted, who I loved, and Gunrunner and all these things. And like, it's just such a cool party.
I know this is a horse racing podcast, but the other cool thing is that you don't need to know anything about horses to go there.
Of course.
Same thing with the racetrack.
Of course.
You don't need to know a single thing. You could just go and have fun.
And I wouldn't recommend it, but you can also wear shorts and a t-shirt and you're not going to stand out in the wrong way, but you could also put on a tux and you're not going to stand out in the wrong way. You're going to be hot as hell, but you could do it. It's a warm situation. Yeah. And then, it's just like, I don't know. I just remember last year. And my other thing I like to do is like, I did like kind of go up to the second floor and look down and try to identify who's bidding.
Yeah.
Like, well, try to see them making their little signs.
Yeah.
And I remember texting Jacob West and saying, "Are you on this horse?" one time, and I just kind of like watched him, like, bid, and
It's
did you
fun.
get it, and then finding Donato, who buys a lot for Bob Baffert, and like him hiding and kind of like barely doing his hand, and it's just I think if you're gonna come, I think that's the best weekend. Do you have any other weekends that you love? I mean, obviously Travers is a big weekend, but is there a sneaky weekend that you like in there? Because I have a sneaky one.
It's so funny because I was working for so many years, and last summer was like my first, true here for the entire meet, which was crazy. I don't know. I mean, obviously to me, every single thing is just so much fun during the summer.
Right. I love closing weekend.
Closing weekend's fun.
Rigatoni's back. Closing weekend is sneaky because it's cooler.
I know, but I always cry. My dad always cries. It's so cute. It's his favorite time.
It's the best.
He's so happy I married you.
Well, I'm happy I married you too. Closing weekend's fun just because it's a little slower too, right?
Yeah,
it's like
no,
not
for sure.
as full,
And
it's
it's the only
crowded.
Monday it's open, Labor Day.
I know. I wish we had Mondays.
Mondays are fun.
I've said it before. I wish there was a trade between Mondays and Wednesdays. I wish we were closed on Tuesday, Wednesday, and we were open on Monday. But they found that like people were skipping Mondays.
Well, it was always mine and my dad's favorite day. We would always, me and him, go together. I would literally put on like a baseball cap and gym clothes and like go and just hang out and be a degenerate with my dad. It was really fun.
Maybe you're a degenerate deep in your heart.
Oh, maybe a little bit.
Okay. Well, this was fun.
This was good.
I know we got to get you on a handicapping session.
Yes.
Don't you think? What would you say? What would be, say we're talking about the Diana. I didn't prep you for this. We can switch. Well, let's say we're talking about the Diana. And, what do you think is going to happen in Diana opening weekend?
I think that an Italian's going to win the Diana.
Really?
She's a great horse.
Do you think she's going to do it like coming from off the pace, or do you think she'll make the lead?
Coming from off the pace. No, she's going to make the lead.
She's going to make the lead.
Yeah.
Yeah. She'll probably make
She's going to make the lead.
She'll be forward.
She will definitely be moving forward in the forward direction because that's what the horses do as they move forward. I like all the horses. All the horsies win.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I love you. Thanks for doing this with me. It was fun.
Love you too. Thanks, Pete.
Yeah. Thanks, Pete. Where you been? All right. So, I'm not doing the Pete's entire outro. I think he says like, this has been a production of In the Money Media. Our business manager is Drew Coatney. Our chief creative officer is Jonathan Kinchen. I think he says Drew won the Breeders' Cup betting challenge too now. Pete Fornatel is like our fearless leader. No one ever says that about him. And if you come to Saratoga this summer, may you win all your photos.